All right, welcome to AddedBeauty. I'm Dana. Let's talk about it. So today, I want to talk about how bad dating after 50 sucks. I mean, I don't think it has to suck for everybody, but there's not a whole lot of good stuff out here in these streets, that's for sure. I haven't been like dating a specific person for a bit, and I hadn't been on any dating apps or anything for a while either. And around the new year, like we do sometimes, it's like, well, maybe I'll give it a shot, right? And I caught a sale. So, because mama likes a deal, we talked about that too. And I tried a different dating site that I hadn't tried before. It's called Elite Singles. I figured whatever, it's different. We'll try something different. Years ago, I had been on, what's the swipe right one? Bumble. And after a while, you start to see the same faces in rotation over and over and over and over again. And so I'm like, okay, well, so they don't have that many folks to choose from. I wasn't sure if it was because of the location I was in or just in general, it was, a raggedy group of folks after a while. So I got off of there. No harm, no foul. Didn't cost me any money. Bumble was free. So whatever. Didn't do that for a while. I had a friend suggest that I try Match.com. And that one does, have a fee depending on how many months you pay for. The rate is different, etc. But she actually met her fiance on there. And I knew of a couple of other people who had met somebody on Match.com. So I tried that for a while. And I met one or two people. I met a guy that I was sort of talking to for a little minute early in 2025. And just, he wasn't it. Decent person. I don't have anything bad to say about him. He just wasn't it. And, we just weren't vibing. Like, I didn't feel any kind of, over time, like how you kind of warm into it and you start to feel more vibes or more attraction, an attractive person. The conversation wasn't there. So anyway, we move on. And I let my subscription, how you can turn it off before it renews. So I turned it off. And then I just went about the rest of my year. Didn't do too much. An old friend of mine that I used to date and I kind of hung out for a little bit. We were just hanging out. Nothing serious, nothing, at all, just hanging out. Sometimes he had time, sometimes I had time. We'd watch movies or go play pickleball or something. And actually just be really good friends to each other. And he's a widow. And so I think even if I thought about it or even if he thought about it a little bit, I don't know that he's quite ready yet. And I think that's okay. So fast forward to towards the end of the year, and I joined this one. And it's first time, didn't know a whole lot about it, but supposedly it's one of those where the people are maybe a little more educated and or maybe make a little bit more money. Not that you're looking for someone who makes a certain amount of money, but like you're looking for someone who may be a peer that might help you to, I don't know, make a better batch, whatever. Who knows? They don't discriminate against people, but that's supposedly the theme of the thing. So anyway, I met a couple people on there. One is a really nice person who turns out works for the same company I work for, but in another state. And we're slow building a friendship, and we never know. It may turn into something. And I met another person who actually turned out to be a scammer. But it's kind of funny because I called it early on that this person was a scammer. And I had friends, and even my son was kind of like, well, why don't you give him a chance? He seems like he's trying really hard. He seems nice, da da da. And I was like, yeah, but something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. So it's one of those where you get love bombed Do you know what getting love bombed is? Like when the person starts, oh, everything's, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, I love you. You the best thing ever, baby. You the best thing ever. Like, too fast, right? And I mean, I am the best thing ever, but you don't even have the chance to know that yet. So calm down, just calm down. So anyway, I figured, that was probably a red flag. But it's interesting because I had someone try this before when I was on Match. And so I kind of recognized the pattern. So I kind of wanted to share it with you just so that in case, because like I said, it's rough out here in these streets. In case you're actually dating in this age range, and maybe in this, you are a person that someone might target because they think you are, a six-figure person or above, or you own something. You might have some disposable income. As women on these sites, you're targeted. So what I learned as the pattern is they'll post pictures where they're reasonably attractive, their profile seems like they're professional, and then there's some little sob story attached. In both cases where the person tried it with me, and I didn't fall for it either time, thankfully, this person said they were a widow. It's kind of a red flag. Not that the person couldn't be a widow, and of course widows exist and could be online looking for love like anybody else, but I think the purpose of that move is to prevent you from asking like, well, what happened to your ex, or too much about the past, right? Because, oh, it's so painful, or I'm just trying to get back out here after whatever. Okay, so that, right? In this case, the second guy, so the Match.com guy, I think said he had a kid. The kid was like away at school. So, no wife, no kid in the vicinity. This guy said wife died during COVID and kid had died, the one and only child he had died at 11 from like a congenital heart thing. So I mean, like the backstories of some of these people is really, really like they're in depth with it, right? And they kind of like definitely love bomb, very attentive. You get a phone call or text messages every day, something, right? Throughout the day, or, and they're very, supportive. They're very into you. You're the one. They know it off the top, right? And you're like, if you're like love struck or looking for that, and maybe you're a little lonely, or maybe you're not quite paying attention, or whatever, you might just enjoy the attention for a while. And then you might start to fall for it. And that's what they're hoping for, right? That if they say, I love you, you're the bestest thing ever since sliced bread, long enough, and get you thinking, oh, I love this person too, then they can try to go in for the kill, which is the scammy part. Notice things like, if you say, can we FaceTime? There's always a problem with their phone or their internet, or if they say they want to be on WhatsApp instead, that's usually the sign that it's somebody that's from outside of the country, right? They may say, oh, I'm traveling outside of the country for work. So first dude, the Match.com dude that tried it, said he was some kind of architect, and he was doing some overseas project, and he had this big contract, and now, what was it? This has been a long time ago now. One of his employees fell from, high up, fell several stories, was injured. This fool even sent me a picture of somebody in the bed looking all wrapped up and half mummified. And was like, I had to pay. I feel so bad because this is a contract person and they didn't have insurance. And so I had to pay for all these hospital bills. But now I'm a little tight on my, working capital or whatever it was to pay for some of the contract fees before they get their next payment, their next check, right? but they try to send you a copy of how big this, or tell you how big this project is, how many hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars it's supposed to be. And so, can they just have this little bridge loan of however much to keep it going, and then they're going to pay you back, and then plus some, and plus, you're in love anyway, right? And so this is what you're doing for your man who you've never met. And yeah, no, absolutely not. So obviously I was like, hell to the no. All your calling, all your la la la, I can see now where that was going. And, just block, delete, report. And as it turned out, I think in that person's case, or that scammer's case, you never know, it could be a whole ring of people, I saw the same pictures of the person who they said it was, but under a different name, also on the same app. So maybe they got flagged under that one name, or maybe they had multiple profiles on the whole time, same set of pictures, probably same set of sob story, whatever. So, you do what you can, you report it, you hope other people don't fall for it, you move on. Okay, so same story, right? Like, you tell your folks, oh, this person's calling all the time, they're texting all the time, they're saying all the right things, and people who are rooting for you to find your person are like, oh, maybe give it a chance. Oh, don't be so hard. Don't be so, like, you might be throwing away somebody who's sincere, la la la. And I'm like, it just doesn't smell right. And it wasn't right. All right. So fast forward to this one. So this guy, first red flag was he took his profile down once we started talking. Because I went back to look at him, like, to make sure, who am I talking to, what, blah. I'm like, what happened to your, profile? Because when you match, then, usually you can see their picture and what you guys have written before you exchange phone numbers and all that. And it was down. And so his excuse for that was, well, I decided I took it down because I just wanted to focus on you specifically, because I just feel like we have such a connection, da da da. And I'm like, okay, all right. Side eye that one a little bit, but all right, we'll go with that. We'll let you have that one. And then so yeah, just with the oh baby, ooh baby, oh baby, everything, right? And memes and whatever. And he knows I'm a Christian woman. He starts talking about how that's so important to him to find a Christian woman. So they try to zero in on what you say you're looking for. And oh, ladies, when I tell you this man was sending me prayers, he was calling me to try to pray, oh, I know you're going to work in the morning. Let me pray with you to start your day off right. And I mean, he was praying like praying to paint off the wall. You would think he was sincere. And, sending me little messages, words of support and encouragement. And I mean, beautiful. Like, and the whole time I knew he was scamming, but I was like, well, I still take the prayers because God knows I needed these words, but even if it's coming from this person, whatnot, I didn't give him any personal information. But yeah, you can send me these prayers. It's still good. But he's trying to get me to, tell him I love him back. I never did, because I didn't love him, because how you gonna love somebody you ain't met yet? And I mean, like, you got to check yourself. Sometimes you can start to think, well, that was nice, or, maybe they're really, don't do it. Like, if it smells funny, it's funny. So anyway, we're texting back and forth. And I'm telling people at work too, and my family, friends are like, oh, maybe he's good, like, look at what he's saying. It's so, all the things. When I tell you, miles of text messages of all this love, admiration, prayers, praise of who I am, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you were a person to let your head get blown up, you'd be like, oh, he just thinks I'm the best thing since sliced bread. But, I kept questioning, because I'm just like, I'm going to mess with him and see how, see what how's he going to get out of this one? Well, let's FaceTime. And then it was like, oh, my internet. Can we, let me try on WhatsApp. All right, well, let's WhatsApp. And I was like, oh, you know, your camera, your picture is kind of fuzzy. Girl, it looked like, maybe you call it AI on a loop, or, you know, definitely the same face of the people who were in the pictures. All the pictures were the same person. I don't know who this person is, but they had a lot of pictures of this person. And, you know, at a point now, the story changes, and so he's supposedly in procurement, this one, and he's over now going to Dubai to bid on a contract with them. So he says he does government contracts, this and that. Government contracting, okay. I know a lot of people who do government contracting. That's fine. So he goes over, but I know of people who do government contracting, so I know kind of some of the things to ask and look at. So he says he's there, he's bidding on a contract, he gets the contract. I'm thinking, no, it's kind of quick, but whatever. All right, we'll go with it. Let's see how you're gonna say this one, right? And so now he's, you know, having these meetings and doing all these things according to him. I'm like, oh, send me pictures of Dubai. I've never been. Because I'm like, let me see. Is he gonna send me pictures? What he got? So he sent me a picture of supposedly of him in a hotel room with the backdrop of Dubai and out the window. Yeah, that could be anybody. Superimposed into the picture, but whatnot. Then sent a video, a short little video clip of was Dubai, and, you know, sound and everything, but he wasn't in it. Nobody's face was in it. So that could be a clip of anything from anywhere for Dubai, right? So you have to be careful, because you got to pay attention. Is this person like just acting like a normal human being? Why can't you pick up your iPhone and FaceTime? Whatever. So we go forward. I'm like, the prayers are good, y'all. I mean, and the conversation, honestly, I even questioned him on that. I wanted to see how I was going to get out of it. At a point, I was like, this dude is using ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT a lot. I'm in school. I do reports and different other things at work. And, you know, you use Copilot or GPT or any of those things. And you can kind of see the formula of how that works, right? And when whatever you say is like mirrored back almost identically with little comments. And then at the end, it's, there's like always a follow-up question, right? And you're like, I said, oh, you have a lot of follow-up questions. Oh, I was having a good time just playing with this fool. And so I said, I'm gonna start calling it, because his name for the thing was Donald. I said, I'm gonna start calling you Curious D. you got lots of questions. And I made sure I didn't answer anything that was personal like that. But I did give one bit of personal information, and I did it okay, you know, as a test, just to see. Because I also remember I told y'all I'm getting ready to move, so it doesn't matter. The person was like, oh, you know, it's Valentine's Day, baby. I want to send you something. Can I get your address so I can send you something? Okay. So I said, let's see if he's going to send me something or not. So Valentine's Day, you know, we were having the conversation already. And I remember he's supposed to be a day ahead in Dubai. And so he did. He sent me some really beautiful flowers. And the flowers came 1 or 2 days later. I'm gonna show you this. Look, this card came with the flowers. You see that? And my daughter was cracking up. She said, ooh, they even brought Jesus into it. It's not Jesus, it's whoever arranged the flowers' name is Jesus. But yeah, so small, tasteful, but expensive bouquet of flowers came with it. And for whatever reason, even the box that the flowers were seated down into, it says, you are loved. And I just looked at it. I said, okay, thanks, Jesus. I know you love me. This person don't love me. But This is the depths that sometimes people will go to if they think they may have a big fish, right? Paying for a little bouquet of flowers, or even if they meet you in person and they take you out on little dates or give you little gifts and stuff, and you're like, oh, he must mean it because he did. Girl, you may have to do a little background check, or just, listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Does this feel right? One of my good friends always reminds everybody, God's not the author of confusion. If there is some confusion in the situation, if you find something that doesn't add up, believe it the first time. Because people have gone in depth to, really take advantage of women and ruin women's, ruin your credit. Sometimes they even move in to marry them, or, then divorce them, take all the money, whatever. Now, I'm not saying women don't do this to men too. But when you get to be a woman of a certain age and you've accumulated some things, maybe, I think men think that we're going to be desperate enough to just fall for whatever. And so in this case, the flowers were sent with the little mushy card. And you're like, oh, that's so sweet. My son was even like, well, maybe Mom, look at, he sent you this. I'm like, wait for it. So we waited for it, right? So now, what was Valentine's Day, like a week ago? Okay, so, the sweet message is still this and that, and I'm still not saying I love you back and all that, and he's trying to push me to be like, all in and all that, and I'm like, it's gonna take me a minute to warm into it, because I know it's not gonna happen, but I'll let them work for it, see what they do. And so today, the bomb dropped. And I was like, aha, there it is. Whoop, there it is. So, yesterday I could feel the warm up coming. So what happens? I get the text message and he starts to tell me about this contract that he was there working on in Dubai, that he had said he won the award for the contract. Great. So out of the blue, unsolicited, he sends me a PDF of what is supposedly the contract award. And the award is for $11 million. And it looked like some trumped up stuff that it looks like some trumped up stuff that you could have done on your, home printer or whatnot. And, other stupid stuff is it's saying that this contract's going to get executed within a month. You don't execute any kind of government contract within a month ever. They don't pay that fast ever. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, that's great. Oh, that's so nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. And so then today, I get the morning baby, blah, blah, this, all the prayers, all the what you doing, what you eating. That's another thing. My app developer said, oh, one of the ways you can tell some of these dudes are scamming from another country or whatnot, if they ask you a lot, like, what did you eat? Or have you eaten? And I thought that was oddly specific. And she said, yeah, it's because, maybe culturally that's a thing, right? Did you eat? Maybe you didn't eat. What did you eat? And it sounds, if you're not paying attention to that, or if you're American and that's not a thing for you, you might just take it as a warm, cozy thing, like, oh, they want to make sure I'm taken care of and I'm fed. Oh, no, it's just, part of the lingo or whatnot. So I noticed that this person was saying that. It was almost immediately after she pointed that out. This was like a week or so ago. And I was like, oh, God is good, because he's like, yeah, girl, I'm showing you all the signs. You're right. This fool is fooling. And I promise you, one of the times when this person called me, supposedly from Dubai, and it's always short, quick calls, whatnot, I swear I heard chickens in the background. And I was like, what island or where is this fool calling from? Which you got the chickens, cackling in the background. You're not in Dubai, clearly. But whatever. So they lost money on me. All I can say is I hope that the money that the flowers, came from to me didn't come from some other woman who fell for it. But the bottom line of the scam came where today it's like, oh, I'm having, some issue with accessing my bank account. And so I'm going to send you all of this bank account information, and because they're going to send me, and I think that was written on the fake contract too, that he would get half up front, which could happen, but, in a legitimate contract. But, so supposedly he's having bank account problems, and he needs to have the account where he can deposit half the money, right, that he's supposed to be receiving, so that he can pay his subcontractors and pay for, the different things that he's going to have to do to finish executing the contract. And, can I help him with this? Here's my account number. Here's my password. And call me or text me as soon as you do this, this, and this, baby. Baby, lovely. Baby, love you. La, 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 la. I went, whoop, there it is. There, that right there, there it is. And so I just went, block. And, block everywhere, and report, ding, ding, and didn't even respond. And I just had to laugh. I said, well, you tried it. You tried it. I think maybe this is a newer one because at this game, because I think the roundup could have been a little bit tighter of like, before jumping straight to, can we, mingle accounts so I can drop this half of $11 million in, to do me that favor, so I can pay everybody, because, for us, baby, for us. All right, now, come on now. But I think they hope to play on people's desperation to want to be in a relationship, or to want to believe that they're going to be with some, wealthy person. Maybe their greed, right? Because you're supposed to fall for that somehow or another. You're getting ready to have, $5.5 million in your account, and potentially the love of your life, who thinks you're the bestest thing since sliced bread. You're right. So what I can say is, online dating works for some. You have to work through the duds. There are some people who, it's not quite that extreme. Maybe it's, the picture's 5 years older than they said, and they're 50 to 100 pounds heavier than they said, or, their hairline is racing to the back of their head, and they didn't, show that, or whatever it is. If people don't tell you 100% of their stuff, maybe little things you could work with. But in general, it's hard to believe someone about bigger things if they start off lying about the smaller things, right? So I would just say be careful with it. I wouldn't say you can't find it, but I would say for women of a certain age, you really, really, really have a lot to lose, so be very careful. And, I just laughed at it as I went through the process, but I really don't want to see my sisters, of any background get played like that. And I hear more stories like that than you would think. And some women, unfortunately, have fallen for some version of that, and it's ruined their credit. It's cost them so many things, and or most importantly, maybe they shut down their hopes or their dreams about finding that person. And that's sad, right? You still have to have faith that you can find it, that it's out there, that God has it for you. If it's a good thing and a good desire of your heart, that, you should be able to have that, right? And it's something that, especially if you're looking for marriage or whatnot, I mean, it's in the Bible. It says he wants you to do the thing, right? So you're hoping against hope maybe that you're going to find it. And I would say don't give up hope. Like, it's out there. I know if it's literally needle in a haystack and it can feel like that, but don't close yourself off. Just, buyer beware, right? Like, ask the questions and go slowly and pay attention to the cues. If it doesn't smell right, it ain't right. And don't waste your time. Like, move on to, be open to the right one to find you. I also wouldn't recommend playing with people like I did. But I just smelled it and I just knew it and I just wanted to see, it's like an experiment. Like, is this really a thing? And I don't even think that people are the same ethnicity or from the same country at all that they're saying they're coming from. So be mindful of that too. And don't meet up with people, by yourself somewhere right off the top. You don't want to, there's still a lot of people getting body snatched or all of this trafficking and everything. But like, also don't give up that it's possible. So, meet them in person if you can instead of online, or if you meet them online, make them FaceTime with you right away so you can know legit, this is a real person that you're talking to, and not like WhatsApp, and not like, oh, my internet didn't work, oh, my, all these reasons why they can't do it. That means that's fake. Just cut it. And if you meet, make sure, they don't come to your house right away. Make sure you go somewhere really public and you can get to your car and back safely, all those things. I mean, it's sad to say, but there's the times we live in, right? But also, don't let that dim your light or take the beauty out of your life, right? Still look for your person, or be open to your person finding you, right? You're the good thing that needs to be found. But you've got to put yourself out there some too, so you can't close yourself off from bad experiences. And I mean, for me, this was just comedy, but it is sad to think about how many people might fall for it. It's sad to think that people go to this much trouble. Like, just get a dang job, bro. Like, the first person I think asked me, it was either $19,000 or 100 and something thousand. I can't remember. It was an odd number. But first of all, I'm like, what makes you think I have that money, first of all? And second of all, why would I give it to you? I got a family. I'm already helping support family members, and I don't need any more dependents. And so I don't know, but in this one, I don't know if it was meant to be a money laundering situation, or if at some point they just wanted to get access to my account so they could drain that. Who knows? But baby, just be careful. Go live your life. Go have some fun. Go meet the love of your life. But don't fall for this. All right. That's my little nighttime, Sunday bedtime story for you. After that, we definitely need to take a breath. Woo-hoo. Oh, goodness. Lord Jesus, help us all. All right, let's take a breath. Ooh. But you're still cute, though. And somebody's going to recognize who you are, what you are, and won't play with it. All right? Add some beauty to your life. Remember that rest is fundamental. It is medicine. And also, like, subscribe, tap a neighbor, tell a friend, come on back. We'll have some more fun later. Bye.